Unit 2 covers the topic Simple Present. Simple Present is tense number 1 in the tense table. Just like in basic grammar, intermediate grammar discusses about the pattern of simple present and some of the basic usage. Before we dig in further, let's discuss about the basic thing that we have to know about the pattern on simple present. Simple present tense has only one verb. This verb is the present form of the verb. It's either the base form or the singular present or the SES. So we use only one of these. Some of the basic usage of the simple present would be these. Number 1, we use the simple present when we talk about the general truth. Here are some sentence examples. The earth goes around the sun. This talks about general truth. Whether you're in the Philippines, in Korea, or in other countries, this is true. The earth goes around the sun. So as you can see, your subject is the earth, that is singular, and then use the verb with es, that is goes. The earth goes. Your subject and verb should have the same number. If this is singular, then this is also singular. The singular form of the noun has no s, and the singular form of the verb has s or es. The second example, the class starts at 9 o'clock. So in this one, we use the same thing. The class is singular, so the verb has s. And then you have nurses take care of patients. So this talk about general truth. The second usage of the simple present form is when we talk about how often we do something. Here are some of the sample sentences that tells us how often. 1. I usually leave work at 8 a.m. Usually tells us how often. So since our subject is I, then we use the verb without s. We say I leave. And it tells us how often, usually. So we say I usually leave work at 8 a.m. Julie doesn't drink tea very often. Very often tells us how often. So we use the simple present form of the verb. I sleep at 10 every night. Your time here is every night. So every tells us how often, so we use the simple present form. I sleep. This is the base form. Now the third usage of the simple present form is when we use performatives. So what are performatives? Performatives refers to words or actions that can be done by just saying it. Say for example, I promise I won't be late. When you promise, then you just have to say, I promise. I suggest you spend less money. When you suggest, then you just say, I suggest. I advise that you come early. When you give an advice, then you just say, I advise, and you tell it. So these are performatives. When we use performatives, just like promise, suggest, or advise, we use the simple present form. Since our subjects are I, then we use the verbs without s or es. So let's take a quick look again on the usages of simple present. You have general truth, how often, and performatives. For the patterns on how to make negative sentences and questions for the simple present, please watch the other video. Thank you for watching.